as long. The sun shall glow as long. The wind shall blow as the wind shall blow as long. As the stream shall flow, as the stream shall flow as long. As the grass shall grow, as the grass shall grow. This land shall be in the earth.
nobody knows about except a handful. And it's a pleasure to be with and committed as we all of you are. And then to thank all of you, all the musicians here who come, and all the people who came out to support Leonard and the ideals that he had, and to say that we have to just keep keeping on, diplomatically kiss or kick, ASS, in order to gently get a point across that we deserve and can do a whole lot better, and hope that now that Leonard is free, you can see everyone free, and mostly younger people coming up free from the prison of bad taste and filth and disgusting, nauseating stuff that's put on mass media to make people feel that they have to become that way in order to be hip. So, being about to turn 95, we have to remember that the young people and the old people are usually considered to go only the place to the nearest trash can because we don't buy as many products. So our job is to encourage everyone to wake up a little bit. And we have to remember our Constitution was based on Iroquois writings of their Constitution. And fortunately, the founding fathers, and I guess the mothers who told them what to do when they got home, made it possible to realize that it was better than having a British Empire system. So people now who are groveling for a king and queen can find them. But usually that's the thing of the national aristocracy and gentility that's in all people until they're talked out of it. So thank you all for coming. We'll play a version. For all of you and for everyone and all the people in the Lakota Nation of Woodstock. Amazing Grace, Theme of Variations, by somebody who freed the slaves. Thank you and bless you.
Greetings to all of you. Thank you for allowing me to come and speak to you. And I would like to first also thank Wankatanka, who was our word for calling the Great Spirit, and Gitchmanadu for another tribe name of the Great Spirit, the Chippewas, and all of you that invited me here. I want to thank you to inviting me to this very historical event. I remember the first Woodstock when it was organized. A number of us were going to attend. We got in my own car, which I had rebuilt the motor, but I never rebuilt the transmission. We got close from Seattle, we got close to Spokane, and the transmission went out. So that this, the historical Woodstock event. And of course, it became a worldwide event, and of course we were very unhappy that we missed it. But here it is, 50 years later. I see it's still going, and again, I'm very grateful for your invitation, and I would like to say thank you very, very much. It's a great honor for me, and I hope you have another successful event, and I wish I could be there with you. Of course, I'm out of prison, but I'm on very restrictive limits. I cannot leave my home and go places without permission. So I'm basically still in a prison, but a whole lot of different conditions. Where actually it's a million times better than that prison cell I was in for 49 years. Wow. And I'm very grateful to speak to you. Unfortunately, when I left, I was starting to see the world change, the attitude change of the government. Of course, many of us were in the streets fighting for the freedom of speech and elections and conditions for everybody in America. And then I come out 50 years later, and I see it's all beginning again, where it looks like I try again to bring in a dictatorship. And it's something that I keep telling people that we're not going to allow to happen. We're going to have to resist this. And we can. We did it before, and we'll do it again. In the 50s, 60s, and 70s. We unite. That's how we won. And we have to do it again. So we're in dangerous times again, but we can win again. I am positive of it. Like I tell everybody, I'm too old now to get in the front lines. I can't move that good. I have some problems, but I can be a voice, and I will be. I will be a voice for everyone, not just Native people, but everyone. And we will do this again. I'm positive of that. So, welcome. I'm glad you welcomed me, and I'm happy to be speaking to you. If there's any questions you want to ask me, go ahead.
Questions?
If your sentence was commuted, how come you have to be in house arrest?
I was released on the conditions. I got commutation of sentence and under home confinement. So basically it was like a parole thing. Although the parole system has been abolished since 1978, I believe it is, or even earlier, it still exists. That just shows you the corruption of this government. They were abolished almost 50 years ago, and they're still in power, holding parole hearings and people under. They won't release them. When they release them, then they're going to stop their funding, and they will be totally expelled, and they don't want that to happen. So I mean, it's just another agency in the government that's corrupt. And again, we have to let people know this is the parole system does not exist in the federal system, and they're still in power.
Well, Leonard, can you say your want to say? Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say, this is Tina, and I just thank you enough for making the rest of the world understand more about incarceration, about the Indian movement, about your story and the movement of organic people to growth. And it also relates to, go ahead, sorry.
Well, one thing that people have to understand that in 1950, I believe it was 1958, the government wrote and started to enforce the American Indian Termination Act. And if we're terminated, when our treaty is terminated, that means we don't exist no more. And we resisted termination. Our battle cry was, who gave you the right to terminate a whole race of people? And we resisted it then, and we're going to have to resist it again because Trump is talking about the treaties are too old and they should be abolished. That means we are, as Native people, will be abolished, and we won't resist no more. But the young people and the Native people of this country are refusing to accept that. And we hope, as in the past, you'll stand with us and tell the world that, and tell America, they have no right to rub us out as a race of people. They have no right. No God has given them that right. None of their gods, I hope. The government has the right to erase any race of people on this earth. You know, if anybody should be abolished, it's them.
Leonard.
Yeah.
My name is Rachel.
Yeah.
My last name is Stevens. My father was Richie. And
Oh, really? Yeah, I knew Richie.
We've been waiting for a really long time to have a conversation. And now we're raising the next generation. And like my father, I accidentally ended up on a similar path, working for youth empowerment and environmental justice and Indigenous sovereignty. And also we're heading into a time where our young people are facing what feels like no future. And so as one of our elders, my first thought in a selfish way would be to ask for maybe a story, as my father's no longer here, for my son. And also to ask just if you have the ability to share with us some of the resilience that you experienced over all these years, because now our young people really need that medicine.
Well, as we said back in the 60s and 70s, that the only way we're going to be able to stop these fascists is to unite. And that was some of the things Richie's advocated also. I knew your father. And we were friends, but the only way we're going to win is through humanity. And we can't sit back and allow these people to come forward with and implement their fascist society on us. We want a democracy. We fought for a democracy. We're not going to allow them to take away our democracy. But we were building to be a democracy. There was still some problems with what we had, just what we've had now. And that's why we basically lost. We had Kamala was the wrong person to elect, to put in there as a person to elect as the next president of the Democratic Party. He was the wrong person. And that was a very wrong, bad decision made by some of the people that was in control of the Democratic Party. It cost us. It could have cost us. It's going to cost us big problems here, and it's already doing it. People are already complaining about it, and we have to make sure the next person that we if we decide to go with the Democratic Party, if we decide to continue to allow them to be our democracy leaders, we might have to go to another party. It's more likely it sees that way because the Democrats were acting pretty much like the Republicans, and we have to stand up to them. We have to stand up and tell them, you either straighten your act up or get the hell out of here. And we can create another party, but it's looking like this more and more. Of course, I've only been out 6 months now, and I haven't been able to contact or communicate with a lot of leaders that are working against this, trying to stop this from becoming the next government of this country, or the world, as far as I go. So we have a lot of work to do. And,
Sincerely, thank you. And
We will try our best and we'll keep working for a better world.
well, we got children and grandchildren to think about. Do we want them to live in a fascist society? No. Hell no. And we're saying no to them. You ain't gonna come in and push your fascist philosophies on us and tell us that a certain one race is gonna rule the world, or one guy is gonna rule the world, especially somebody like him. And we're not gonna, that's gonna make laws, repressive laws for our children, our grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. We can't just lay back and let that happen. We have to stand up to them. So that's my encouragement. That's what I got to say to everyone. I'm not advocating or preaching violence. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm advocating self-defense. We do have a right to defend ourselves. This is under the Constitution of the United States. We have a right to defend ourselves. And we must.
Okay, so Leonard, thank you so much for speaking to people. And we'll keep working towards better world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First, a little bit about me. I was just came from New Mexico at the age of 4, and they threw us in orphanages from New Mexico. And mine was St. Vincent's Orphanage in Denver, and so I was raised there, and then they put us on farms and ranches in Colorado, went to high school and everything. I learned a lot about inventions and science and farming and farming and all this. And then they were going to throw us in Vietnam, 1968. We were forced to go. They didn't have any lottery. And I was gone. They couldn't find me. I was in New York City. What had happened was I went into the village and I wanted to be a folk singer. I knew all the folk musicians. I was so much into folk. And what had happened was that I was picked up right away by Columbia Records, John Hammond Sr. So I got to meet everybody in the music world, and you know who they pretty well were. But the person I really wanted to meet was Pete Seeger. He really, my foster mother, St. Vincent's Orphanage art teacher, she got me out of St. Vincent's, and she would play Pete Seeger all the time. There was kids, and then we all learned all about Pete. But what had happened was, when I was in the village, I ran into a musician, his name was Richard Havens. And he said, hey, you guys, you're going to go to Woodstock. There's going to be a Woodstock festival. It's going to be so great. He said, I said, well, I'll come to it. So, anyways, I was invited to it, you know, the Woodstock festival. So I was there to sing and perform. And the last song he sung, he just made it up because he ran out of songs. And I think you pretty well all know it. Yeah. But he just made it up, but he didn't really quite get the words. So we kind of like got together, and we put some words together before, you know, before the Madison Square Garden, Pete Seeger's 90th birthday. But he recorded on my CD, and it was really very, very exciting what we did. And so this is the song, the words that we put for the song, Freedom. And again, Leonard once said, you know, freedom is really not free. You really got to work for your freedom. And it's really sad that, you know, we have these corrupted politicians just trying to destroy our whole nation. It's amazing. So, anyways, this is what we have. I want you to, you people know Tom. And he's been throughout the years. Want to introduce yourself, Tom?